Hi mums, it's Claire here from Motivated Mummy Entrepreneurship, and welcome to our weekly power session. Today we have got the beautiful Delia Rusu, who is the blog cheerleader and blogging coach for Happy Blogger Plaza. Delia is passionate about encouraging women bloggers and entrepreneurs to start and run their blogs, as well as their businesses. So today what we got in store for you is 5 tips on content planning. Now, this is a really important subject for me because when I first started, I was all over the place. I had no idea what content to write, and I used to get myself in quite a bit of a panic. So Delia is going to help us today in terms of what are we going to plan and how we're going to plan it. So welcome, Delia.
Hi, Claire. Thank you so much for having me.
Good to have you. How's Canada this morning?
Very good. Spring is coming, so that's good news. We've been under the snow for a while, so we can't wait for the spring to finally be here.
Good. So Delia, obviously we're waiting in anticipation today, and we would love for you to run through your 5 tips for us.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to start with the first tip, which is to start with what you know. When you think about content that you want to publish on your blog, and actually this applies to other, social media or maybe your newsletter or whatever you might be writing for your readers. But a problem that I see many, many times is that people think that they have to follow somebody to be successful. They have to write in a certain way their blog posts so that they're going to have readers and they're going to be successful and they're going to have a very popular blog. But I want to encourage, and especially mompreneurs who are listening to our power tips, is to go back and think about what you're passionate about, and start with what you know already and what you like to talk about. Don't think yet about writing, because what I see many times is that, when you think that you have to write, you already kind of get stuck because, oh, I'm not a good writer. What am I going to do? I don't think this is going to work and whatnot. But think about what you are passionate to talk about, maybe. And if you're not necessarily in a business environment to know exactly how are you going to be talking with people and whatnot, I don't know, you just see what you're passionate about when you speak to somebody you meet at the park. Maybe you go to a birthday party with your children, and over and over again, there's just something that is really of interest for you. And I insist on starting with this because this is mainly the only way you can actually build a sustainable blog. Otherwise, from my experience and the clients that I've talked to, they just easily get burnout or get bored of what they will be writing about if it doesn't start from their heart from the very beginning. And it's not really easy to figure out what you're passionate about. That's why an easy trick is, for a week or for a few days if you want, just journal at the end of the day moments in the day where you were really passionate about what you talked to moms, to your family, to your clients and whatnot, and see if at the end of this exercise there's going to be some themes that are going to be emerging. That's the top tip. Start with you. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great.
Okay. Are you ready for the second tip?
Yes.
Okay. So the second tip is you want to be a little bit organized, right? Because I guess many moms listening to us are going to be, oh, but I'm interested in this. I'm going to be talking about that. I'm talking about my business. I'm talking about makeup. I'm talking about tons of other things. What am I going to do? What's going to happen with my blog? How is it going to be supporting my business, right? So from all the things that you are interested in, and it's going to be different for everybody. Some people barely manage to find like a handful of things that they like to talk about and they're passionate about. And some moms and women bloggers, because mainly I work with women bloggers that I talk to, they just come with tons of ideas. Like they write and write and write, could be writing about tons of things. So now it's time to get a little bit more organized. So if you are in a situation where you have a lot of ideas and you seem to have lots of passions, and jump from one thing to another, it is a good thing to actually look at everything that you brainstorm. If you listen to tip number 1 and you went through that exercise of journaling things that you were interested in, now just go back and look line by line, maybe merge together things that are similar into a single one. And maybe you come with, let's say, 20. I'm just going to put out there like a really still big list of things that you might be interested in. Now go through those and really think of yourself. Am I really that passionate? Am I going to be able really to talk over and over again about this thing? So at this point, just talking, not necessarily writing. And it could be that, yeah, some things are really, maybe you are a person who encourages everybody around you. Maybe you're very positive and you do this day in, day out, and you have no problem. You would just do this all the time. That's a good idea for you to keep for your blog. And then other ideas might be that, yeah, I would be, but really how much you can write about, I don't know, muffins or whatever, just giving some. So sorry, some people might be like, some people would be, yeah, I'm going to be writing about muffins. I never get bored of writing about that, and that's okay. But the scope of this step 2, tip 2 that I provided was to come with a list of maybe 6 to 10 major topics that you are really interested in, and keep that list. That was tip number 2. Okay.
All right, so now we're on to tip number 3.
Yeah, so now we are it's getting a bit more, it's getting harder a little bit. Now you have to come with, from stuff that you are really interested in and you're happy. I bet you were wondering, okay, when are we going to actually be writing something? And how do I make sure that what I write is actually something that people are going to be interested to read and to, come to my blog? Because my purpose at the end of this exercise is to come with some ideas that are going to be serving me and my blog, supporting my business, right? I'm guessing that everybody listening to this Power Tips are interested to hear that. So this is the time when you kind of have to put together and find the intersection between things that you are interested in, very passionate about, and you could write, speak and write over and over again, and things that other people might be interested in. And you find that intersection when you look around you and you check what people are asking about, and you figure out from that from what they're asking about is something that you could come to help with a solution in the format of a blog post, in the format of an encouragement note and whatnot. So you have lots of places where you can look for this. You could check in Facebook groups. I bet many of us are members of Facebook groups, and if you're not, you could just find some and join some, and join Claire's wonderful Motivated Mommies group, because there's lots of wonderful discussions there.
Yeah, you could ask the Motivated Mommy Entrepreneur group. There we go.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can probably share the link at the end of this video there, and just see what are people asking over there. Maybe, okay, this is if you are on Facebook and active on Facebook. Maybe some of you are not that much, because obviously you have so many other things and other commitments. If you do not, then maybe there's forums out there that you can check. Maybe you're a member of those, and you can see what are people asking about that are just kind of are things that I can provide some information and some help with. And or Google, just Google, right? If you are interested in writing about how to make handmade soap or something like that, just Google and see what comes out there. And don't be afraid to read and to see that other people are, there are blogs out there that already write about this, because it's not a problem that what you're going to be writing is not going to be as interesting as if everything was written and now you're not coming with something new, because you are coming with your own voice, you are coming with your own perspective of things, and definitely the blog posts that you're going to be writing are going to be something that your own tribe forms around your blog and your business will be interested in. So just to give a very an idea over here, you might be in your main topics, you might have had something such as interested in let's just see something that would be useful for for moms listening. Maybe interested in ideas for birthday parties for little children, right? So you either check and see what people are asking, where are good places. You can write a blog post about it, and if you plan that in a way that it is going to be a blog post that you're going to post out there for everybody to see, and you bring your own perspective on it. It's not just, oh, these are just 4 places for birthday parties. Because you are interested in, you looked for that information, other people might be too. So this is the way you come with putting together the things that you are passionate and interested about. And again, don't be afraid if there are a little bit different, because there are things that many people could be interested in and could be writing about. And write down. That's always carry a notebook with you. Always carry your phone with you. Quickly record something if you got an idea, and don't count on remembering that in a couple hours, because as we know, it's like, what was that? I don't know. So yeah, this would be like the third tip, to plan your topics, to see what other people are asking, what other people need to know about, and to see how you can put that together with the main topics that you have, and start jotting down some ideas for the blog posts.
Great.
Okay. Okay, that was tip number 3. That was like, it was the longest one, because there's more preparation yet behind the scenes with that. Number 4 comes not necessarily as a step, but more as a tip. I find that many women bloggers and clients that we have always think about writing, always think about putting an article out there, and they don't, for some reason, they do not think about other types of content that you can put out there. There's video, there's audio. You could be more comfortable. Just so many bloggers that I hear, they're like, oh, it would take me forever to write a blog post, but a video, a 20 minutes video, I can just, talk and have it right there. So don't be, if you're shy maybe to have a video, just try it separately. You don't have to publish it or anything. Maybe you just want to share it with a friend that you trust, and they give you some feedback, and just kind of do it over and over again. Everything gets better with practice. So if you're always going to stay, sit back and say, I'm not good with this, I'm not going to do it, then you're not going to do it. So yeah, video, audio, images. You can even have an image, like if you like to take photographs, to take photos and put it in a blog post, and just write a very short, nice, story around it. Doesn't have to be very long or not. So yeah,
fantastic.
That's one of the things. Yeah. And I don't know if I promised, but the idea was original was to circle back. Remember I started with the top tip to start with, what and I just want to circle back to my 5th and final tip, that was to stay true to you. And what I mean by this is that do not get discouraged of what other people are doing out there, seeing blogs with tons of blog posts when you just started and you barely discouraged to put your first blog post out there. If you haven't blogged in a while, or if you're just starting your blog, maybe a good idea is to aim for 1 blog post a month. Now, for people that are blogging really very often, this might seem, once a month, that's nothing. But if you are just at the beginning, it could be really hard for you to start. So I recommend start once a month. It's okay. Then try to increase it to do it maybe twice a month, and then every week. If you are at the point where you can put a blog post out there, going through the tips and steps that I recommended, and you have once a week, one blog post that you then share, and you just put it out there, and it gets traffic for you, and it gets leads for you, and potentially clients for your business, then that is perfect. And don't beat yourself up if you can't do it because it was just a particular week where you were very busy. We all have families, we all have so many other things that we are juggling, and I tell everybody, please don't become a prisoner of your blog, and do not see it as a chore, because then what's the point, right? So that was my fifth top. And I actually wanted to share that I just went so quickly through these 5 steps, but I do have some free material that is a blog planning training available on happybloggerplaza.com, and you can find it over there. Moms who are interested to actually go through detail, because over there I kind of explain how you go and how you map your blog post and how you set your themes, and it's actually intended to be for planning your blog posts for an entire year once per week. So it's really a lot of material in there. You can start at any time, and you can just, even if it's for the next month, or even if it's for the next 6 months that you want to plan your content, or even if you just want to start out and try your because there's just so many things that I didn't have time to go through at this point, and how you actually the business that you have, how do you make sure that you write blog posts that are encouraging people to buy from you, but you're not like, you don't have that feeling that you're selling all the time, that icky feeling. And, how do you go if there's holidays and other things? How can you write blog posts that, bring traffic around holidays and other there's lots of stuff in there that but I just wanted to really share 5 that I think are really important and can help you either start, restart, or if you're stuck, just encourage you to get on with your blog.
I think that fifth step is super important. When I first started, people had said to me, you've got to write weekly, and it was just too much. And also, by starting that monthly and then moving to fortnightly, when you were actually ready, you actually start to find your voice. You also start to find what methods suit you in your life, being able to juggle work and kids and trying to do blogs and business. You've got to find something that fits in with you, because as you mentioned, if it becomes a chore, you will see that in your writing. Your audience will automatically see there's no passion there. You want to keep with that passion and really enjoy, what you're trying to share with your audience. So I think that's absolutely key. So Delia, if we could just run through just quickly those 5 tips. So the first one was
starting with what you know.
Starting with what you know. Second one was
deciding on your main topics that you're going to be blogging about.
And being organized.
Yeah. Number 3, actually planning your topics so that they, are in sync with what people might want to read, unless you really want to just go for a blog that is just for yourself. But I don't think moms who are listening want just that.
And 4?
The 4th was, look at other type of content, not just writing per se, but video and audio as well. Okay. And then we circled back to staying true to you and what works for you as, a mom and somebody who juggles just everything in a perfect way.
Well, fantastic. So, I just want to say thank you so much, Delia, for joining us today. I know that you are a great blog coach. You do web design, web maintenance, training, social media. You pretty much do everything. I think we all wish we had those skills when we're in our business, but we don't. So, it's been fantastic to have you on the power session today. And if our mums have any questions, I will forward on your email address and your contact details, and they can get in contact with you. But thank you so much, all the way from Canada. And I'm sure I'm hoping that your daughters are on bed at the moment, because it's evening there at the moment.
No, not yet. But I'm just going to go and nudge them to start their homework.
Fantastic. Well, you have a great evening. And once again, thank you very much from Motivated Mommy Entrepreneurship.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, Claire. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.